And this is the kind of licensing options or the tier that we have. So we call it a stock keeping unit and also known as tier. So there are many features that are available in your premium. The premium has got all the features, including the private only deployment and the session recording. So these are the very high secure options, and session recording helps you with auditing and any need where you have to record the session. And if you look at here, you can also have the option to disable the copy paste, and you can do that only in standard and premium. And you can also get the audio output of your virtual machine in all the different SKUs. And there are many different options that does not support. You can connect to Linux, and you can connect to Windows using RDP in developers queue. And in the standard SKU, you also have the option to connect to Windows VM using SSH. That's interesting, right? Command line connection to Windows Server is also supported in standard SKU and the premium SKU. And one more important thing is this shareable link is used by many customers these days, and this option is available in standard and premium. There is one more option called Kerberos authentication, Windows Active Directory based authentication. That option is available from basic and the higher tier. Each of these demo one by one, and we'll also talk about shareable link, session recording, the customer ports, and all those stuff. So I'll explain these one by one. But first, let's see the Azure Bastion stuff. It is getting created. So I'll show you how it looks like and where exactly you can just do this. And let me show it here in one of the existing Bastion. And if I go to Bastion, you will see many options here. You have the connect option. So you can just enter the IP address of the system which you want to connect in that particular location. See, let's say if I know the private IP address, I can just go and directly copy and enter that. And there is one more option. You can also use the connect and the Bastion option here itself. So that way you don't have to enter the IP address if you're connecting it from the virtual machine list. You also have an option here to connect. So this option will directly take us to username and password, and we will be able to directly connect. So now these are the options that you can explore. And by default, the copy and paste and even the IP based connections are allowed. And even if you want to use the native client, I can also do that. It is pretty much straightforward, and it's still updating. And let me show one option here in the UK South Bastion. And yeah, so here I can see this. Okay, let me try to go to the sessions and then see which are the current sessions that are there. If there are some connections here, I mean someone is connected, it will show the list of connections. For example, let's say and copy this link. Yep. So I'm able to completely log in, and I will be able to see that particular session now under the session section. So if you want to just delete this connection, you can also delete this connection. So that way that particular connection gets terminated. And you can also see that how the connection has been accessed now using the shareable link. Bastion shareable link. BSL stands for Bastion shareable link. And we have used the RDP protocol, and we have used the private IP address to connect to that particular VM. And you can also go and check few more things. You can also, under the monitoring, you can also see how many connections are being made, and what is the Bastion connection status, whether it is being accessed heavily. I could see there is a connection here, and I can also see the number of sessions on the Bastion. I could see that there are some 3 connections that has happened very recently. So all the 3 connections we did it. So it's there. Okay, I'll open it in a new tab better, so that way it looks neat and clean in the full screen. Yeah, so I'm able to connect here. So if you enable session recording, right, whatever activities that we do here, like let's say if I want to enter something, or if I want to make some changes, all these stuffs will get recorded. Okay, so let's say TCP port equals 443 or whatever, right? So you can just go and search only for the IP address corresponding to this one and the TCP port corresponding to 443. So this will just show whatever the IP address entries with the 443 thing using the Wireshark. So all these things gets recorded, and you can also access this from your Azure Bastion. So let me go and show you where exactly it is. So let me close this. And if I go to my Bastion, and here under the session recording, you'll be able to see that. And okay, let me show that session recording quickly. So if I go to the session recording, you will have all the activities that has happened in the recent past, and I can just directly go and view the recording latest one, and it is getting loaded. Maybe it will show me what I have done in that. So you can see that there is a recording. And if I play that, it will tell me what I did using that particular session. So I went inside and then used the Wireshark to do some filtering and all those things. You can see that things in the session recording. So that's the beauty of session recording option. So this is available on your premium versions only. Okay, so you need to go and enable the session recording. I'll show you how the step-by-step options on how to get this enabled on your Azure Bastion, and then how to, I mean, just now we watched the session recording, right? This can be very useful when you need to do a auditing, or when you need to do a root cause analysis, or when you want to do some troubleshooting, you know what was changed and how did they change it, and you can easily roll back it. So that's the beauty of recording. So these recordings are getting stored in your storage account. I'll show you how to get these configured and get the recording into this. So from here, what I will do is I will go and enable the session recording. So in order to enable the session recording, I need to have this particular Bastion with premium SKU. So if I go to the property or the configuration, I will see what kind of SKU I have got. See, I cannot downgrade. If I just downgrade from standard to basic, it will not allow us. But then if I want to upgrade from standard to premium in order to get that session recording, the enhanced auditing, security, and monitoring, I will be able to do that from standard to premium. But only thing is, you cannot have session recording and the option here, the native client support option together. So if I'm using it from my local client, then the session cannot be recorded, right? So I need to just disable this, and then you can enable the session recording, and you can just apply the changes. And once after the session recording is updated, you will see one more link on the left that will give you the option to access the session recording. So I'll show you how to configure the session recording and utilize that. Okay, just give it a second and we will be able to do that. Okay. So it will take a couple of minutes to get this updated from the standard tier to premium tier, and it is also enabling the session recording here. And what we'll do is, like, while this is getting created, I will go and create a storage account to get this thing. I'll just go to one of the storage account in East US. I'll go and create a container, and I will call it as Azure Bastion Recording. Okay, and then let me just create it with the default options. And what I have to do is I have to go and use this particular container and generate a SaaS URL. In order to generate the SaaS URL, you need to provide the permissions and stuff. So what I have to do is I just have to give the permission. I can just go and give write permission, create permission, and maybe list, or if I want to add something, I can also add it. So just provide only the relevant permission and a shorter duration for accessing this URL. So I can just generate the SaaS token, and the URL will be generated here. I can just copy the SaaS URL, and then let's try to go and get this configured. Let me refresh and see if the session recording is now available. So now I'll try and populate. Okay, I could see the session recording option is here. So inside the session recording, so you need to provide the SaaS URL of your storage account container in order to store those recording. So I'll just go and provide the SaaS URL that I have copied. So now it is updated. As this is done, whatever activities you are performing, it starts getting loaded in your storage account. So if I go here under the storage account, under the container, you will start seeing the files getting populated under the sessions. See, so these are the files which we are seeing, and we are able to see the amount of file, and there is a very lengthier recording which you can access, stand 5, right? I can just go and open that one and then see what has been captured. So this is very, very useful when it comes to auditing or when it comes to rollback of any specific issues. So the .5 session is pretty lengthier. Okay, so I can see that many recording is there. Yeah, the .5 is 3 minutes. Yeah, I can just go and click on the view recording and it will fetch that recording from my session storage account, and I can see 30 seconds of recording is available, or even it's like 3 minutes of recording. I can just completely see the entire steps that we did, and I'm able to watch the entire recording. Okay, so that way we know like what a person did and roll back any specific stuff that you're done. So Azure Bastion has got a lot of new features, interesting options that you can explore. So when you get time, just practice this. And if you have some doubts, let me know in the comments. I can support you. Thank you.